Infinity Bubble text line. What is up? What up, Shasky?
What's up, B? It's interesting how the older I get in life, the more I realize that you have to make the most of opportunities when they present themselves. And this can go to like real life situations, whether it's your significant other, maybe it's a job opportunity, maybe it's a home that you're looking to acquire. Just things that pop up in life. There are windows and you got to make the most of it. You look in the sports world right now, Anthony Edwards, boy, that felt like the coming of age series for a young man. I mean, going into game 7, he's averaging 36-6. And to knock off the Nuggets when he did, just sitting there on a platter. The Knicks, conversely, had their opportunity. Yep. And because of a lot of reasons, injuries of it, they don't seize it. I look at Brock Purdy and what he's done because of the injuries. He gets an opportunity. Boy, did he make the most of that opportunity. And he's ran with it. I don't know if these young players for the Giants would have been up here if it weren't for these injuries. But I got to give these guys credit. Luis Matos, Heliot Ramos, and to a lesser degree, because it's been very small, Marco Luciano. I really don't think these guys get a chance unless there are injuries.
No, they don't.
This time around,
they don't.
They've made the most of it.
I don't think they do. I don't think they're up. Matos, I mean, what a weekend for him. What a weekend for him. The 3-run jack on Saturday. He can do no wrong right now. He drove in 5 runs Friday night. He has 6 RBIs in his last 6 games. He set a franchise record with 17 RBIs in his first 6 games of the season with a plate appearance. And, I know a lot of people say, well, he's not a center fielder. He can't play center field. And that may be true. That may be true. When Jung Hoo Lee gets back next season, and I still don't know who he is quite yet, I think he's going to be a good player, but I personally want to see more. Matos is getting better and better in the field. He's made 2 dynamic catches over the last 4 games at Oracle Park, knowing what a wall is, tracking the ball right. Luis Matos, get this young man some credit. I get it. He was hit. He was struggling in AAA, probably lost to Sacramento thinking, boy, am I ever going to get a shot? Am I ever going to get a shot?
Agreed.
I just need a crack. Well, he's got his crack, and he's making Bob Melvin look like a prophet here for putting him into the lineup. So you got a lot going on there. We talk about young kids taking advantage of opportunities. Hopefully, Luis Matos and Ramos run away with this opportunity, and Marco Luciano for that matter.
Yeah, we'll get to Luciano in a second.
Oh, by the way, real quick, Sean Jelly, give him some love.
Well, I have him written down.
Give Sean Jelly some love.
I'm glad.
How about this month of May?
Yeah,
how about this month of May?
He's only given up 2 runs in the month of May, and if you take out the Mets game, I mean, this is a guy that's got an under 2 ERA. He's been brilliant right now. 17 innings pitched, 17 Ks in 11 games. He's been awesome. And quite honestly, if you asked me at the beginning of the year in April, I'd have been like, yeah, Sean Jelly's not a player.
Yep.
And he's completely rebounded. He seems to be one of the more reliable arms they got out of that bullpen. Bonte, getting back to the outfield, offense is going to draw a lot of headlines, so you're going to get a lot of the highlights, and Ramos hitting the home run, Matos hitting a couple of gappers. Those things are absolutely sexy. Their defense has been awesome. Ramos played a ball off the wall yesterday. Yeah. Look, I like Conforto. He's a solid player. Defensively, he doesn't have a lot of juice. Not a great arm. Doesn't have the greatest range in the world. Kind of slow first step to go after the ball. Ramos played a ball off the wall yesterday that I just haven't seen Conforto play in left field. And then when you have Yaz, the one veteran, with the 2 youngsters in the outfield, now you have a plus outfield defensively. It just changes the dynamic of the team. They feel vibrant.
Anybody that was out there on the park, I want to hear from Giants fans who were at the games. Too. I think he's been playing well the last month. It's great to hear you say that. It's big to hear you say that, giving Yaz some credit.
But I think that this, again, I go back to, like, you could play one Yaz, like a veteran type, with the doubt. 2 youngsters.
It can't be all the guys.
And they complement each other a little better.
No, I'm with you. 888-957-9570. It just feels like through the television, the energy is different with these youngsters. It felt like the energy. I was having fun watching them. I'm like, man, look at the swagger. This is what Bonte Hill likes.
Yeah.
Anybody at the yard over the last 4 games? Last game of the Dodger series and the 3 games against the Rockies. It felt like the energy was different inside of Oracle Park. I want to hear from the fans who were there. Did the energy feel different with the youngsters in the lineup? Seeing Marco Luciano run the base paths? Wow. I mean, I don't know, Casey Schmidt. Look, he's struggling with the bat. I need to see Luciano for the rest of the season. He does not need to get on the Amtrak and go back up to Sacramento at all this season. Let the young man play. This is the guy we've been waiting for. We hear the The ball comes off his bat differently. It sounds different. Well, let me see it. And the way he runs a base pass, man, this guy's athletic. If his back can hold up, let's see it. Matos, Ramos, Luciano, felt like the energy was different at the yard.
Yeah, he had 6 plays at shortstop on ground balls yesterday, and then the one little blooper, he made a really nice play. And I think we're going to be monitoring the defense, but the reality is the bat's what's going to keep him in the lineup.
And that's what's going to bring people to the yard.
Exactly, and the bat's going to keep him in the lineup. And he had a gapper yesterday where you just see the ball come off the bat, and you're like, yeah, not a lot of guys in the middle infield have that kind of drive power.
No doubt.
And it coincides. We referenced Yaz got 8 hits in his last 29 at bats going back to May 14th, 3 doubles, 3 walks. I mean, he's driving the ball much better. But how about Chapman? How about going back to May 8th? He's 14 of 38, 14 hits, 5 doubles, driving the ball, got a home run. The defense has been better. Quietly, Matt Chapman is on fire.
Say it. Say, I'm sorry, sir.
I mean, look.
Now batting 239.
Again, like,
yeah,
I know the youngsters are going to get the headlines, but like a lot of the veterans. And then there's a guy that we can't talk about. Adding Kirk Casale, and you heard Jordan Hicks reference it in the postgame. There's a calming presence. There is a calming presence that Kirk Casale has brought. And I want to go back to the Dodger game that you referenced before the day off. Logan Webb doing what he did. We talk about aces kind of shutting the door, stopping the faucet of the leaks and the losing. And I think Logan Webb setting the tone before the off day. I go back to Kirk Casale and Logan Webb. Like, that's what an ace does.
No, that's what he does. That's what he does. E-Blue, the park was alive yesterday. The young guy's ability to go first and third base, giving the team juice. I agree. I've been asking for that for a long time because the lack of team speed before all the injuries.
Yeah.
That's why I still don't know who Jung-Hoo Lee is. Is he a guy who's going to steal you 30 bags? Is he a guy who's going to steal you 40 bags? Certainly wasn't on pace to do that, but we'll leave Jung-Hoo Lee alone for now. These young guys who are up now, Matos, Ramos, and who we've been begging to see, they run the base pass, and it's no effort. You see, it's just no effort.
So right.
It's just, Estrada going first to home the other night. Like, wow, look at this. This is what we've been waiting on. So to see them do what they're doing over the weekend, to beat the Rockies who have won 7 straight, Jordan Hicks, another solid performance, going 5 innings. You got a nice solid start there. You win the slugfest. Harrison didn't have his best stuff Saturday, but you win 14-4 going away because the bats were alive there. So look, everybody's hitting. Chapman's starting to hit. He's up to 239. Yaz is up to 235. Estrada's quietly having another solid season at the second base. Yeah, no doubt. He's hitting. He's got power right now. So look at it. Sean Jelly is pitching well. I can't believe Sean Jelly's pitching well. He had the big spot against the Dodgers Wednesday night. So right now, the Giants, as they hit the road here for a nice little road trip, let's see what happens here. 23-25, you're 2 games under 500, third place now in the NL West, and now you get to go play the Pittsburgh Pirates and the New York Mets. And you're going to see Paul Skeens on Thursday, but Logan Webb will be able to set the tone tomorrow when the Giants hit the road for 6 games before inviting the Philadelphia Phillies back. And then you got a big 6-game stretch with the Phillies and the Yankees. It's going to be a fun homestand.
Lubman, I had asked you earlier today, if you take out the Dodgers and the Phillies, they've played, I believe, 6 or 7 games against the Dodgers, and then the 4-gamer against the Phillies. What's their record besides, like, the Giants' record if I omit the Dodgers and the Phillies from their overall?
Yeah, so the Giants' record against those 2 teams is 1-9.
Oh my God!
So if you take that away, the Giants' 23-25 record is a much more respectable 22-16.
I'm not saying that's who they are. What I'm saying is like, to me, like, there's levels to this, and the Giants are clearly not on the level of the. Again, we're gonna play Atlanta at some point. Like, Atlanta, Philly, and the Dodgers are the gold standard for the National League.
I'm not high on Atlanta's pitching.
Okay, but they lost Strider, and they've lost guys.
Their bullpen is a little leaky.
But like, there's clearly a top of the class, and then there's a lot of dirt and not this money ball, and then there's 40 feet of crap, and then there's us, the A's. No, but like, the Giants aren't on their level. But when you see the young guys galvanize this team, that's the most optimistic I've been over a young, everyday trio. What, a decade?
Well, I just, forget the win-loss record for a second. They're going to be competitive. Yeah, I like that. Just be competitive and just play. For me, at the end of June, We'll look to see where the record is and where they're at. I'm not going to be talking playoffs, and I'm not going to do that right now. That's unfair to these young kids. They've never been up to the circuit. I'm just saying for everybody out there, before we start going crazy about 22-16 without playing the Phillies. Let's just let these guys play.
I'm optimistic.
No, I hear you.
I didn't mean it like that.
Wait a minute here.
No, but what I meant was
we can't be rock bottom against the Dodgers after losing 10-2, and then 6 days later we're talking about, hey, we're 22-16.
If you omit the Kansas City Chiefs from the Kyle Shanahan era.
Right, yeah, exactly. We got 2 Super Bowl wins.
Guys.
We got 2 Super Bowl
what I
wins.
was getting at was that there's clearly a top of the comp or whatever, the division team in the Dodgers, and you're just not there. But you are really competitive against everyone else, and that has me optimistic. I don't think you're not on the same timeline as the Dodgers.
Hey, Spadone, if you take away all the Warriors' double-digit blow leads, they're a top 4 seed.
Well,
in the Western Conference.
You take away the Denver Nuggets, the Lakers might have been champions.
Oh, that's a good one. By the way.
But to your point, Shasky, I do agree. Like baseball's a little different because you play just the team so damn much. This one team might have your number. Like the A's just can't beat the Astros either. It's just inevitable.
It's unreal.
And now the Astros are like good again.
Look,
so there's that.
You sweep the Rockies, you get your first sweep of the year, you get your first 4-game win streak of the year. And as my boy Rock always says, thank God for the Rockies. Every time we need to get lifted up off the mat, here come the Rockies.
Well, you know what? And they didn't come at the right time because I remember the dialogue was, boy, the Rockies are hot.
I know they were.
The Rockies are hot.
The off day for them came at the worst time.
Right, it did. And they came off of sweeping the Padres. It was like, but the Giants do what they do at home, and they win, and you bring a little juice. So if you're at the yard, you're driving around, 888-957-9570. I would love to hear from you here on the Morning Roast today on a Monday, my favorite day of the week. How was it at the yard? How electric was it? Well, because it felt like it through the television.
Friday night felt fun.
It felt now the fan. What was it, about 25,000 Friday night?
Yeah, but
it felt fun because of the youngsters.
Exactly. I thought there was an energy out there, and so no, I'm really enjoying watching the development of these guys. And then look, I can live with a Yastrzemski and a Chapman and an Estrada if you're giving me 3 of these youngsters simultaneously. Like that to me is what I think most Giants fans have been waiting for. We want to see the young players because we want to know, are they keepers or not? We're willing to move on, but we want to see them for an extended period of time. And now you're seeing Ramos and you're seeing Matos, because of the injuries, play for 2 weeks unobstructed. And it's like, wow, I didn't have to think about, Matos might not be in the lineup because the righty's in there. It's like, no, we're just gonna play him, and we're gonna see what ends up happening. Luciano, he goes 0 for the next day. Let's see if he's in the lineup the next day. No, we're just gonna play these guys, and we're just gonna see what happens.
JW, it was fun, loud. Everyone loved the youngsters out there at Oracle Park. I guess they're 6-2 since the little Pelican.